Assalamualaikum. Today our group will present about documentary and film named Sakawa. The first one is introduction. Sakawa is a fly-on-the-wall documentary that shows the hustle of Ghana's internet romance scammers. This movie is related to Chapter 5, Electronic Banking Environment. The initial release is in November 2018. The director named Bin Asamoah. Bin Asamoah is an award-winning film director from Belgium with roots from Ghana. He studied audiovisual arts at RUZI School of Arts in Ghana and graduated as a film director. Sakawa is his feature-length directorial debut. The cast is Simon Scurman, $1, and Amma. The reviewers' rating is 6.6 out of 10. The language that they use in this film, is English, Akan, and Ewa. Anyway.
Next is preview of the movie. Sakawa is a fly-on-the-wall documentary that shows the hustle of Ghana's internet romance scammer on dating site because of the desperate situation. Sakawa is also a Ghanaian term for illegal practice which combine modern internet-based fraud with African traditionalist ritual. The method that they use for scamming is through online dating apps. They flirt with people and ask them to transfer through telebanking and internet banking. They will start with the situation in order for them to survive and support their family. Then, inside a cramped house where a dozen Ghanaian men sit on couch, they are seen tapping away at their keyboard to build relationship with clients on dating site. The scammer poses as women, augmenting their voice with special cell phones or simply by speaking in higher pitch. The first protagonist, $1, one of many youngsters in the country who live off scamming Westerners. His goal is to earn at least $14,000 from the practice and move to Italy to start up his own farm. The second protagonist is Franchise. Franchise is the veteran in this practice. He is more than happy to teach Amma and $1 all he does. Lastly, young single mother Amma, who barely makes a living out of selling fruit at the market. So she asks Franchise, an experienced scammer, to teach her on how to work the clients. Amma also have a dream of opening a salon. Next.
The next one is issues pertaining on the movie, which is a Sakawa movie related with Chapter 5, which is electronic banking and environment. The first one is tele banking and phone banking. To get the money, the Ghanaian people use phone banking in order to transfer the money into their account. As with this method, they do not need to go to the ATM machine to check their balance. It is so convenient, even the internet is slow, they will still get the money as the one who transfer have a good condition on the internet, so that they can live the life that they wanted to. The next one is internet banking. As the main activity is scamming through internet, Ghanaian people also use the internet banking to transfer the money to make it easier for them to scam, as they do not need to meet the one who transfer the money. For example, which is PayPal. They use PayPal in internet banking.
The next one is starting point. Sakawa is a documentary that shows the hustle of Ghana's internet romance scammer on dating site because of the desperate situation. In order to get money to open a salon and to give her son a better life, Amma lives her life by scamming some Western. The same goes to $1 that wants to start his own farm. Franchise and experienced scammer teach Amma to start asking some Western some money, around £15, 1 week after they know each other. Most Ghanaians do not have a degree, so government jobs are not an option for them. That is why they were doing this practice to get some money in order to support their life. Some of the scammer purchase phones with a special microphone that converts a man's voice into a woman's. However, $1 talked to his Canadian lover in an effort to persuade him to give him money for a flight ticket. He just simply changed the pitch of his voice to sound like a female. Here we meet the first of our protagonists, $1, one of many youngsters in the country who live off scamming Westerner. He needs funds for a number of expenditure, including the cost of acquiring his visa, which is not negligible. He's young and imaginative by uncovering a phone that will mask his voice as a woman. He also makes it seem as if the client is having a real conversation by playing a video of European woman on the dating chat site. Next, the second protagonist is Franchise. Franchise is the veteran in this practice. We can see how he casually slipped into his female voice and seduced the man on the other end of the phone. We also can see how Franchise goes to the local store to buy new SIM card for the used phone he purchased. The last one is young single mother Amma, who barely makes a living out of selling fruit at the market. Amma is a younger mother who is unfamiliar with online scam. She hopes to raise enough money from her client to send her child to university and have a better life for him. She has the privilege of passing on authentic pictures of herself in sexy image as a woman. Next.
Next one is raising issue. After a while, the scam's activity are no longer smooth and the scam tactics were not working out already. They also have difficulty to use electronic banking. And at one point, Amma received a client, but she had a problem communicating with the client because of the slow connection to the internet. And the other side is $1. $1 also face a difficulty to communicate with the people if they want to transfer money using telebanking, because $1 is lack of knowledge to use it. And Amma and $1 have a hard time surviving because they have no jobs to survive. Amma has a daughter, and it was very hard for her as she has not enough money to feed her family. And last, Amma and his brother meet Ibrahim Muhammad, and he does spiritual work. The reasons they meet him to ask him for help to succeed in their internet romance scams activities.
As for climax, Ibrahim Muhammad method in helping Amma was not really working out due to the Amma lack of experience in these fields. So Amma brothers bring Amma to one of his friends which had many experience regarding Amma problem. So his friends give an advice and tips to Amma that as a girl scammer, Amma needs to do anything if she want to have the money. So as for example, if the client wants her naked picture or any picture that are dirty, she need to give it. But before that, she need to give a price and ask the client to pay via internet banking for every picture or request of the client. So this is a sacrifice that Amma need to make to gain the money. And his brother friends also willing to help Amma by replacing her to check with the client until she is professional in this field. But she will take a percentage when Amma receive the money. So after meeting his friends, Amma gained many experience on how to deal with the client, such as what posting that she needs, what pictures she should send to them, and what sweet words that can attract them more. And $1 and Amma also started to learn and figure out how to use the telebanking and online banking in order for them to receive the money from the client. So after a long time, Amma and $1 started to receive a money from the client every day through the PayPal's account. And Amma managed to achieve his dream, which is to open the salon, become reality. She also managed to repay his brother to live a decent life. $1 also managed to have enough money to prepare his passport and fly to Italy to open his farms at there. Next.
The next one is opinion and recommendation, which is the first opinion is they should secure. The first opinion that can be made from Sakawa is they should secure the online banking system securely with more tight rules in order to transfer money to other account. Because with more tight rules that have been made, the scamming activity will be harder.
Next is the recommendation. In the case of Malaysia, we had the transaction authorization code TAC as a security features in every bank when we do online transaction. These features will help you identify if you make the correct transaction or not by giving you a message regarding the payment and the account of the transaction we make. So the Whites Country Bank can apply these features where they can detect which bank that they do the transaction with. Next.
The next one is, in our opinion, people must always update about their details in the online banking website in order to ensure for people not to easily being scammed. By having more precaution step in online banking, this may help us from being scammed.
The next one are Malaysia's bank can update their security feature as, for example, in order for the transaction to be successful, people need to send their selfie or do a recaptcha to make sure that the owner of the transaction is a correct person. Next.
Opinion is every transaction for online banking must set the low limit amount of the money to be transferred to the money to people from the other countries. If the money reached the limit, the type process should be done by the receiver and the sender. The fully details about the receiver will receive to the sender, including the address and fully identity card details.
As for recommendation, Malaysians need to lower the limit of amount of money to be transferred to the other countries, which is around $3,000. So this can prevent the large transaction to be made. So when the amount of the money to be transferred will reaching its limit, people need to call the bank in order to unlock the limit of the money. So from this, they will know what are others informations. Next. Okay, as for conclusion, to have a better life, we need to earn money in the right way and do not do a scam from this movie. Besides scamming, there are also other jobs for you to earn money, although the process is hard.
The most important is everyone should not give a trust on she or he look at the internet. as from the example in the movie, the scammer changed his voice to a woman voice in order to scamming the man. So this is the list of references that being used in doing Sakawa movie review. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.